Pepper. Hi, baby girl. Good morning. I love how you march. You're the cutest thing in the whole wide world, you know that? Baby. Yo, I know. It's all my love. You got all my love. Hey. Hi. Wow. It's been a hot minute. You want to know why? Because, y'all, I've been sick for like 2 months. I got sick over my 31st birthday. I'm 31 now. Woo! I got sick over my 31st birthday. And then I did get better from that. And I went to Sweden for like 10 days for midsummer and to see my family. And it was wonderful. And then I got back from Sweden, and 3 days after I got back, I tested positive for COVID for the first time. My 5-year streak broke it. I was so mad. I was more mad than anything. And so basically for the last like 2-3 weeks, I've basically just been feeling like absolute shit. I am grateful that my physical symptoms from COVID weren't too gnarly. Not gnarly. I'm glad that my symptoms from COVID weren't crazy gnarly, like my physical symptoms. But for me, it was like all in my brain. It was like all cognitive, which made it so terrifying. Because the reason why I've been pretty adamant about taking COVID protections, like for myself. Like I always mask when I travel. I mask in crowded indoor spaces, etc. Not 100% perfect, but I would say 95% of the time. And I like masked to and from Sweden, obviously. You will never again see me on a plane without a mask on. So I was so angry when I saw that I tested positive when I got back. I was like, God damn it, all this time. So basically I just like felt horrific in my brain for like 2 weeks. I tested negative after like 5 days. I started testing negative, but like my cognitive symptoms kept going on. And then I was like, shit, do I have long COVID? Fuck, I think I have long COVID, which was my biggest fear about contracting COVID. But Aries was so kind and very reassuring. And he was like, you're not going to feel like this forever. Sometimes symptoms linger for a while. You just have to take it really slow. So that's what I've been doing up until yesterday, 2 days ago. I was not able to sit in front of my computer for longer than 20 minutes before I would get a splitting headache. So that was also frustrating because I was like, well, how am I supposed to do any work? Any of the work that I'm supposed to do. I tried to go on my iPad. I couldn't draw on my iPad. But now, finally, it feels like stuff is kind of lightened up. Did I put them in here? They're somewhere. I put them down somewhere. I did get blue light glasses to try and help with like screen time head pain, which seems to be helping. But I've been drawing a lot traditionally, which has been fun. And today we're going to the studio for like the first time in about 2 months. And my plants are gonna be so dead. But that's okay. My sketchbook that I was working on in my last video, I did not finish. I have 1 page left. So we're gonna finish that today, and then I'm gonna do a little sketchbook tour. It's gonna be very cute. Also, I sometimes get this thing called autophony, which is basically where like my voice echoes inside of my own head and there's this like strange muffled sensation. But if my voice sounds odd, that's why. It's because I can't hear myself normally. It's like twice fold. It's also a little bit painful because my voice gets so loud inside of my own head. Like I was going to record for points of articulation today because obviously I haven't been able to record for weeks. So I'm super behind and I feel so fucking bad. And I tried to get in there to record today and I can't hear myself. Like I can't hear the way that I actually sound, which is not ideal. And honestly, this happens to me often enough that I think I need to go to an ENT specialist because it's like brutal. And it's not good for someone who has to do a lot of recording for a living, you know? I feel human again, finally. Still negative for COVID, thank God. So I'm like, it's gone now. And I'm still taking it slow. I'm not expecting myself to be 100%, but it's nice to feel like my brain is working like it normally does. I'm able to do Wordle without it like crushing my brain. I did also really I've gotten into needle pointing. This was great for like keeping my eyes away from screens and stuff. This was great. I also did a lot of crocheting when my head was bad, but I got this beautiful vintage needlepoint kit from Seattle Recreative, which is this amazing secondhand craft store in Seattle. I love it. It's just the best. And I got this like probably 2 years ago. And I was like, I don't know how to needlepoint. Is needlepoint the same thing as cross stitch? I don't know about learning a new fiber art. And then I was like, well, my brain hurts so bad and I can't look at screens and I can't think too hard about stuff. So I just did a lot of fiber stuff. And so I just finally learned how to needlepoint. It's actually very simple. It's quite simple. I was definitely doing it like way too tight and I was using too many strands of wool thread at the beginning. But this kit came with all the wool thread you need, but I did supplement a couple colors because I thought we needed some more midtones in the autumn leaves. But it's such a beautiful piece and it's just, needlepointing's really fun. This is like definitely a new hyperfixation for me because if I have this out and in view of me, I will do this instead of whatever it is that I'm actually supposed to be doing. So, and then I also finished a baby blanket that I'm making for Liz. I had to peppermate a hole in it. And then I tried to fix it using fabric glue and I put way too much fabric glue on in a couple different spots because Pepper had snagged a couple of the threads, or it snagged a few places in the yarn. And I just put way too much fabric glue on. So then there were parts of it that just got like really weird and like hard and crusty, which is not great for a baby blanket. And so I was able to get most of the spots out, but there was one area where I used way too much. So I basically had to go in and like doctor it. And I just added like a little felt heart over it. And I need to sew it on. I need to sew the other heart onto the back side of it. And then I just like stuffed it with some yarn scraps to keep it kind of squishy, but it actually looks very cute. But I'm very happy with the way that the blanket turned out. It feels very, it's very like, I don't know, I just really like it. I like the way that the colors turned out so randomly and beautifully. And then I started working on a granny stripe, like kind of scrappy granny stripe blanket for another baby blanket that I'm making for a friend. I'm at that age now where a lot of my friends are having babies. And it's just, well, not a lot. But like, that's it. Majority of my friends are child-free, but there's a handful of folks, but it's good for me because it means I get to work through my yarn stash. But I started working on a little scrappy granny stripe blanket. And I don't know why I didn't do granny stripes before. I just felt like the pattern was too boring, but I'm finding it's actually a great pattern for me because it's mindless enough where I don't have to like really think too hard about the pattern and I can focus on whatever else. I can multitask, but I get little dopamine checkpoints every time I get to change the color. So that's great for me and my little brain. Oh, it feels good to yap. Oh, it feels good to yap. I've missed yapping. I also have I've had so many video ideas over the last however long. I have like a bunch of like yappy YouTube video ideas that I want to do where they're kind of like, not like video essays, but very much like sit down and chat videos. And I don't know why. There's a part of my brain where it's like, people don't want to watch that. People don't like that. Like, that's not interesting enough. It's not engaging enough. And then I like talked to my patrons about it on our like Monday streams. I was like, I was looking through my old videos and I used to talk a lot more in my older videos. I was like, do you guys like it when I talk a lot? And all of my patrons in chat were just like, yes. So I got worried that y'all were getting annoyed, but the data shows that people like it when I talk. So I'm gonna start doing that more again. But we're gonna go to the studio and gonna finish that sketchbook page. I'm also actually currently working on a washi tape for the washi station. Exciting. It's actually my second one. I did do another one for their most recent collection. I made like a little granny square tape. It's cute. It's not my proudest work. it was a little rushed because the deadline came the deadline came about like a month and a half after Soph died, and I was just still so deep in the throes of grief, and I really had to just kind of like, but I had agreed to do this collection and I thought that it would be, you know, good for me. So I just kind of like scrambled something together, and it's cute, but I should have like, I wish that the colors were a little more saturated. I wish that I had chosen different colors, whatever. So I'm a part of their next collection, which is a black cat washi tape collection, which feels so perfect. So I'm making a washi tape that is a little homage to Pepper and Sophie. And I was able to do the line art, or start on the line art yesterday. And I think it's very cute. So we're also going to keep working on that. But biggest thing is that got to eat lunch, going to get to the studio, probably compost my poor pothos that are certainly dead by now. And then finish the last sketchbook page, see where we're at then. Okay, let's get to it. Oh dear. Well, they don't look as awful as I thought they might. They've still got greenery on them. I feel so bad for this one specifically because I keep bringing it back to life and it keeps trying. But like, look how far down the leaves have gone because all of these have fallen off. But they're still green. So I'm just gonna water them again and just come back tomorrow and see what has happened. I'm so sorry. So I caved and got another one, and what I realized that what I need to do is, these guys are living in their nursery pots. So what I'm gonna do is take them all home and pot them properly, because I actually have a lot of potting soil at home. So I'm gonna do that. I also went ahead and actually got myself some shears because I've been trying to propagate, and I've been using like really rough kitchen scissors and it's just not been working. So I'm wondering if I can propagate this. To be fair, I'll have to be very careful when I bring these home because pothos is dangerous for cats. It's poisonous to cats. And Pepper loves to chew on leaves. So I will just have to keep these very far away from her. Oh, okay. It's 3 o'clock, but I'm gonna do a little bit of warming up in my tiny sketchbook, and then we will do the final page in my big sketchbook. Can't believe, man, I'm not crazy stoked for this sketchbook tour because frankly, I don't really like this sketchbook. I'm not a fan. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, we'll see what I think as we scroll through. And now I'm just listening to, I've got K-pop in my ears, so. I was listening to the Sausage Boys earlier. I still need to see K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm a fake fan. I know. Okay, great. Let's get her done. I am also going to use my little converter for the first time for my safari. This has been red, which has been fine, but I don't want it to be more. I think I used that right. We'll find out. We'll find out. All right, let me get you set up so you can see what I'm doing. My time blindness really got the better of me. I thought for sure I was going to be able to finish my sketchbook today, but alas, I also can't decide if I want to draw on this page or not. I didn't do it at the beginning, so I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to do this side. But I basically just copied, y'all know Fields of Mistria? I just copied March's sprite, essentially. So, yeah. He looks great, though, I think. This, like, not March. God, I love Fields of Mistria. It's so freaking good. And I'm obsessed with the art style. I don't want to put ink over this because I'm afraid of messing up the sketch, but ain't that just the nature of line art, you know? I'm going to go home now. I'm going to pack up all of my plants, and I'm going to go home and try to record points of articulation again because my autophony seems to not be acting up right now. So maybe it'll stay this way. Okay, great. See you at home. Good morning, Miss People. Good morning. Okay, this microphone is about to die, but I brought home all of my little darlings, as you can see, and later this afternoon I'm going to repot these. I did take some clippings. I asked on Instagram for help, and I took some clippings. We'll see what that does. But I am going to like repot these properly to give them like a fighting chance because their roots are probably pretty messed up. But this one is gonna go in here because this is my favorite planter. Yes, I know. This is my favorite planter. So we're gonna plant that one in here. But I've got some potting soil and stuff, but yes. Hello. You want some new food, huh? You don't like the food I've been giving you, do you? No, I know. You want the new stuff. So I'm gonna need to order some new food for my diva. But yeah, so this is an afternoon project. This morning, however, let me step into my office. Let me talk to you over there. I had to change shirts because it's actually kind of chilly today. One, it's been a while between the clip where I said join me in my office and me actually talking to you. It's been a bit of a rough one for me today because Miss Pepper had a pretty bad asthma attack last night at like 1 a.m. I had to give her rescue inhaler and it kind of freaked me out. And then she was really vocal in a way that she normally isn't. So like she was just very, she was just like talking a lot and meowing in a way I hadn't really heard before. So I got really paranoid. And then like her purring sounded weird and I was just like frantically Googling stuff, but she's fine. She's good. She and I actually just had a short little power nap on the couch together, but it's been a bit of a rough day. It's 3 p.m. now. So Aries and I are going on a grocery shopping date later tonight because I need to go grocery shopping. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to make myself a cup of tea and finish my sketchbook. We are going to go ahead and just sort of finish this final page, and then I think actually I'm going to be working on a washi tape that I'm making for the washi station. So I think I'll be working on that on my couch. So we'll just finish off that last page. Ooh, I'm going in with the intention of making something crappy. I saw a great reel where it was like the easiest way to get into a flow state is to just give yourself permission to make something awful, because then you get to do fun, creative stuff. You don't have to do it. So like it's the gate, or there was a lot of, they made a lot of very salient points. It was very eloquent, but I'm just gonna give myself permission to make bad Persona 3 fan art, and we're gonna go from there. Okay? We'll see if I start there. I might not, but that's what I want to do in my heart. But we're just gonna fill out the last little bit of empty space on this sketchbook page. Okay? Okay.
And in 2025, what does it mean to yearn for Nuremberg? Nuremberg's history within World War II started far before the triumph. He was deeply regretful of Germany's actions during the war and dismayed.
Hey, so I wanted to talk to you while I ink over this Makoto sketch that I'm so proud of. I told you that I would draw really awful, terrible. I was going into this with wanting to make bad Persona 3 fan art. I drew the most... It's so bad. But then I followed it up immediately by drawing a Minato that I really like. Also, I really like the Persona 3 protagonist's original name, which was Minato Arisato, but his like new canon localized name is Makoto Yuki. So I call him Minato, you can call him Makoto, whatever you want to. I've been very Persona 3 pilled lately. I finally finished Persona 3 Reload. I stopped playing it probably in December, and I just finished it like last week, and then I basically immediately started playing the episode Aegis DLC. I love Persona 3. I'm very fond of the MC's design. There's something about it. If you go back and you look at the original concept art by, what is the artist's name? Hang on 1 second. The name is Shigenori Sojima. Their concept art for Persona 3 makes me crazy. It's so good. It's just delicious. I've been having a lot of fun playing Persona 3 because Persona 3 and all the Persona games, frankly, deals a lot with terms of like grief and loss and like what to do with okay, earlier in the video when I was talking about how I've had a lot of video ideas, it's ideas like this. This is the big one where the main big bad, the main villain, quote unquote, in all of the Persona games, at least Persona 3, 4, 5, because I haven't played the first two, the big bad is humanity's apathy and proclivity towards its own demise. How the world is ending and people do not care, or they're excited to give up control. They're looking forward to the end of the world, all of this stuff, and how this little ragtag group of Japanese teenagers has these spectacular powers, and they're like, actually, no, we are going to fight for this world that we live in because our lives are worth living, even faced with all of the awful things in the world. And I am so in the camp that like, I think being apathetic is one of the worst things that you can possibly be. So this is like the big video essay that I want to make. You know, the game is really, really good and I love the MC, and I feel like Persona 3 in particular has a very, people in the world start getting infected by something called apathy syndrome, where they essentially just become like catatonic, groaning people, just essentially collapsed and unmoving on the side of the street. It's very devastating. And I just love the game so much. I love the protagonist in Persona 3. Persona 3 definitely has like a darker and more melancholy tone than Persona 4 and 5. And it definitely confronts like personal grief a lot more directly than the other games. I think I've just been thinking about them a lot, so all I want to do is draw Persona 3 characters. It's so good. But let me know if you would listen to a video of me yapping about... because I just want to talk about how grief is such a powerful storytelling catalyst, particularly in the medium of video games, and why it is so effective. It's all I've been thinking about. So I've spent a lot of time ruminating on it, but I'm almost done with episode Aegis, and then I'm probably going to do New Game Plus so that I can 100% all my personas, and so I can get all of my achievements and things. But I was very happy that I was able to draw Makoto that I liked, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I will say, even though for most of this sketchbook, I feel like I didn't grow too much, in the last like month, I've been trying to switch up how I draw faces and just trying out new angles and stuff. Not so much in this sketchbook, but in my like smaller sketchbook. And I feel like it's been paying off. I feel like I've been more keen on the way my portraits have been turning out, which is very exciting for me. And I think it just goes to show that the most important thing is that you draw at all. You just got to make sure you draw a little bit every day. I did also try to draw I tried to do a Sebastian from Stardew Valley. I love the way that people stylize him. I think it's so fun. Oh, another thing that I was thinking about when I was studying the Persona 3 protagonist, I was thinking about like character design, and I was like, what is it about this character that makes him recognizable in any fan art, regardless of the style? And approaching it in that way, I think will make like my favorite video game characters and stuff like that, will make them easier for me to stylize if I'm able to pinpoint the things that make their designs stand out. You know, we're learning. I feel like I've had a couple breakthroughs even after the 2 months that I was dealing with the horrific, or the month that I was dealing with the really scary COVID brain fog. I had a lot of intentions of doing a sketchbook tour at the end of this video. The sketchbook tour is going to be in another video. It's going to go up right after this one, so you won't have to wait. But I wanted, this video was already very long. I didn't want to make it any longer. But I'm so happy that I finally get to write my little finished day. Took me just over 2 years. By the gods, let the next one not take me nearly as long. Fingers crossed.
The way eclipses have sculpted our view of the world. Human kept history does not have a consistent calendar.
Hello. Welcome to the end of the video. You made it. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I know that this was like similar in energy to my last one, because my last one was also very sketchbook heavy, but who knew that it would take me so long to finish the last page of a sketchbook, huh? But I did it, and I drew a little minato that I was very, very happy with. Thank you for your patience. Hi, Miss Peepo. Do you want to say goodbye? Yeah, big stretch, come here. Oh, there we go. Thank you for your patience as I've recovered from being ill for the last 2 months. I really appreciate it. Me and Pepper both. Hi, baby. That's my baby. Pepper's been good since her little asthma attack that I mentioned, and I'm doing well. Still feel fine. Everything's a-okay. What? What's up? What you doing? What doing? Do you want to stay on my lap, or are you gonna go? Oh, she's gonna stay on my lap. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Do leave me a comment and let me know if you would want to hear like a video essay type style video. Probably not a full-blown video essay, because that would involve a lot of writing and planning that I think my ADHD would hate me for. But I think I'd love to do just kind of like a casual sit down, talk about my ideas about these things. Cause like I've been playing Persona 3, then I played while I was sick in June, I played Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which was world altering for me. And then also while I was in Sweden, I finally played through Disco Elysium and had the time of my life, even though the Switch port for that game is brutal. But I've just been playing a lot of video games that have very strong themes of grief and loss. And I think it is so interesting how differently they all approach them. And obviously playing Persona 3 has me thinking a lot about that too. I think losing Sophie in February, and also just with the ceaseless march of time as it is, I've just been thinking about grief and loss and death a lot. I've been thinking a lot about like preemptive grief. It's just been in my brain, and I'd love to talk about it more, but in a different video. Thanks for watching this one. I hope it was cozy, and I hope that you liked it. I'm gonna be trying to get back into the swing of things. We shall see how it goes, but there will be a sketchbook tour that I am posting pretty much either immediately after this one, like same day, or like a day or two after. But I will have the accompanying sketchbook tour for this finished sketchbook going up very shortly. Thank you again for watching. And I also, of course, need to thank my patrons, my beautiful, wonderful patrons who are so patient and so kind and have been so nice while I've been so sick. I'm very, very grateful. Because of my patrons, I'm able to pay my rent. I'm able to feed myself. I'm able to feed Pepper. And without them, I don't know what I would do. So Thank you so much to my patrons. I'm very grateful. If you want to join them, I did consolidate all of my Patreon tiers into one $5 tier. So it's just $5 a month to join Sophie's Tea Room. And you get access to weekly Monday co-working streams. I do like a weekly Wednesday blog post, and then I do a bi-weekly podcast, like a bi-weekly now video podcast. I've decided to do video podcasts. So if you need more of me in your ears, that's where you can find it. And also for that $5, you get access to pretty much full access to the last like 7 years of Patreon content, because I've been on Patreon since October of 2017. So make that 8 years. Jesus Christ. So if you want access to like 8 years worth of Patreon content, it's only going to cost you $5. So check it out if you want. No sweat if you don't. I'm just happy that you're here in any capacity, as per usual. I'm going to get myself a coffee because I need it. We've finally had rain the last 2 days in Seattle, but it's cleared up today. So I'm going to go on a little gander, going to listen to the Magnus Protocol. I'm not caught up yet. I just got to the end of episode 22. And if y'all are listening to the Magnus Protocol, it came out like a year ago, but the end of episode 22, gonna keep listening to that. Miss people. And then gonna come back and probably gonna film my sketchbook tour. Also clean. My apartment's looking a wee bit rough. So gonna do that. But thank you again for watching. Pepper. Hi, baby. Me and Peepo send all of our love. If you see the moon, say hi to Sophie for me. I say hi to her every night. It's a full moon, I think tomorrow night, according to Pokemon Sleep. So she's out. So say hi to her for me. Sending you all my love. Stay kind. Stay safe. Be good. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Adieu. Pepper, you want to say bye? People, bye-bye. Beautiful girl.